This video contains sequences of flashing lights and bright colors which may cause discomfort and trigger seizures for individuals with diagnosed or undiagnosed photosensitive epilepsy. Sensitive viewers should stop watching now. Hello again, my friends. Eric Pearson here. Hope you're all doing well. Last week I did a demonstration of this game, SLIPSTREAM. On the request of a friend of mine in the United Kingdom, today I'm going to demonstrate the Battle Royale mode. So let's get started. So we're going to go into single player and select Battle Royale. This is an elimination race. At the end of each random stage, the racer at the last position is removed. Only one will reach the end. So I'm going to do the full 16 racers. So I'm going to be racing against every rival in the game. Now, the choice you make on your vehicle is important. I can tell you that the Epsilon and the Arashi are not good choices for Battle Royale. Their top speeds are so low that you won't be able to catch up in time. You may be able to do decently with the Type 23. You might have a better chance with the Aurora because its higher top speed enables you to catch up on the other drivers. The Lynx does have a very high top speed, but it has a lower acceleration, so it's a bit of a risk because there's a chance that you might not get up to top speed fast enough to keep from being eliminated. But you know what? It is doable if you're careful. So let's take a chance and go with the Lynx. Selecting automatic drifting on the medium class. So here we go. Sometimes you can catch a break if one of the other drivers wrecks. But in this first crucial stage, you've got to be sure not to make any mistakes. Okay, SLIPSTREAM, don't fail me now. There. That buys me a little time. Well, I'm moving up the pack pretty good here. Sometimes I don't always get that lucky. Whoops. Let's rewind that. Oops. Bit of a mistake, but I've got enough people behind me to act as buffer that I can suffer that minor setback. And the indicator in the lower left gives a good sense of how far behind you are on the next driver in front of you. Oh, coming up on Bob Ross here. Ooh, it's the 80s in here. Wow, this is a really good run so far. I'm less than halfway through the race and I'm already in 4th place. Of course, it's interesting how the camera leans when you do those hard turns. That same trick was used in a game that Sega did back in the late 80s called Power Drift. One curious bit of trivia about Power Drift is that it was the first kart racing arcade game on the market. I mean, most people think of Super Mario Kart as being the game that made kart racing popular in video games, but Power Drift did it first. This rival here, the big-headed Cyclopean here, reminds me a bit of the alien captain in the old game Space Fury. Okay, 3rd place. Whoop. Looks like he wrecked it. Alright, I'm in 1st place. And only halfway through the race. That's pretty good. So here's a little bit of trivia on the subject of arcade games. I recently read that Sega had an entry in the Guinness Book of Records because in a 40-year period between 1981 and I believe 2021, they produced over 500 arcade games spanning 70 media franchises, and they had over 20 different arcade motherboard designs to support the various arcade machines that they made over the decades. And what's especially impressive is that in games like Outrun, Hang On, Power Drift, and others, they made heavy use of sprite scaling to use two-dimensional graphics to achieve 3D style effects. Oh, look at that. I've got a 1 kilometer lead on second place. The Stardust Speedway track reminds me of the ending to an old game for the Genesis and Mega Drive called Outrun 2019, where the car was driving on a highway into the stars. Wow, coming up on 1.5 kilometer lead. I think this is one of the best runs I've had in Battle Royale. Wow. Okay, so there you have it, a demonstration of the Battle Royale mode of Slipstream. Thank you very much for watching, and join me next time. Eric Pearson, signing off.